exactly the question in the book says, how do we bring ourselves to the point at which this process, which is very difficult, how do we get a hold of it? How do we get started? And other than the fact that I mentioned many times in my other videos that meditation is a key requirement for any process in spirituality. So now, according to the book, The Law of One, it is stated, first you have to have a desire. Desire is very important because desire is the key to what we receive in life. Even though it may seem like it's not the case that we don't receive what we desire, but in actuality, we get exactly what we desire without exception. And then it is because as far as the law of one is concerned, it is part of the Creator's plan, the universal God. It is part of God's plan that we get everything that we desire. But the problem at times is that we do not understand what is desire. So our desires have been manufactured, have been programmed one way or another by men. It's man-made. Our desire is mostly man-made. It's not really the true desire of God, of the universe. So as a result, we fail to understand the key meaning of desire. But bottom line is, once we have desire to receive the message, the spiritual messages that are to learn and to investigate, to explore our spirituality, then the form of higher communication will occur. But the point is, first the key is there has to be a desire to receive the knowledge, to receive that spiritual information. That's one of the things, another to become a chosen one. And at the same time, we have to also become aware of this form of higher presence, a higher knowledge, the infinite creator. We have to find a way to become aware of that and to appreciate that reality of what created us, how we were created, all of us together, all skin color, black, white, green, yellow, it doesn't matter, the plants, the trees, the rocks, the bugs, the animals, and us humans, how were we created, who created us, and what created us. So it is required that we make a connection. We have a desire to understand our creation, the process of our creation, and also appreciate our creator, because the reason we get everything that we desire is because our creator, the universal creator that created us, is a part of each and every one of us. So whatever we want, we get it, because the creator never denies anything to itself. So as a result, we get what we want. But the problem is, a lot of times we desire things that are really not of the truth, of the true reality of happiness, of peace. And that's what brings us into a lot of confusion. So we have to become aware of our desires and understanding that we are one with the creator, the universal creator, and then at the same time, we are one with every other person, every other presence, whether it's conscious or self-conscious or animate, whether it's a piece of, whatever it is, be one with everything. That's one of the requirements in terms of working our ways into becoming a chosen ones for a spiritual ascension. And we have to be in connection, being one with each other, not just our brothers and sisters, not just liking one another, but understand inside of me there is all of you, inside of all of you there is me, inside of all animals, and like we are all one. There is no difference between me and you, or her or him or it, regardless of our religion or sexual orientation or skin tone or our tax bracket. We have to make that connection. That's very important. So that's a form of connectedness. And also we have to understand, so the only way to make all these connections is through basically to meditation, because meditation, it leads us to the truth of the nature of reality, our own reality, and no one can really do it for us except if we meditate. And those are the keys into becoming a chosen one for a spiritual ascension. And the beings that are higher realm, they do actually exist. They are higher realm beings, and they are of higher vibration, higher dimension. And they are looking down at us all the time, and the positive ones, including the negative ones also. But remember, the positive beings, higher vibrations, they are positive and they're looking down at us, but they're not going to infringe on us by breaking our will. They're letting us have the will, the freedom to choose as we want, because we are part of the Creator, the universal Creator. We have the choice to choose whatever we want, regardless of our, of our choices. But that doesn't set. But at the same time, we are not going. No other group will try to infringe upon us the free will of any person, of any desires. We have the choice to choose and do whatever we want. But as we learn, we learn to accept and reject what we want and what we don't want. That's very important in our spiritual evolution. So the end result of what I'm trying to say is that if you want to become a chosen one, if we want to become a chosen one, there's no magic to it. It's not one person or one entity that will select you specifically. I'm talking about on a positive scale. It's that we have to make the effort by having a desire, a thirst, a hunger for our own spiritual evolution, and making that connection with each and every person and objects and that exist on earth, and be understanding that. So that's basically the key, and understanding the truth of it all is be willing to make that connection with love, because love is the ultimate truth. Because we were created we created in love, actually, but we have separated us. We have basically isolated ourselves from the rest of the galaxy, from the universal galaxies overall, because we believe in separating ourselves. We separate ourselves. We hate each other. We tend not to. We discriminate against one another. We prioritize one group over another, or one tax bracket over another. There is no such thing. We are all equal. We're all the same. And until we start waking up and start understanding that we are all one, the same Creator that created me, created you, created the animal, created the plants, the minerals, the rocks, the water, the ocean, and all of that. So that means we're all one. We may not be the exact same expression, but we are still all one. So if you were to look at a painting, one side of the painting is different from the other side, but it's still the same painting. So that's the important concept we need to understand, and that we want to evolve into a higher understanding, into a higher realm, and a higher vibration, which is the vibration of love and peace. And once we get to that point, we will understand that all our questions will be answered. We won't be looking outside of us for answers. And that's one of the reasons I don't put my face out on my videos, because I do not want anybody to look up to me for answers, because I don't have your answers for you. It's like you have to have that desire to want to search for your answers and start. And once you start going into meditation, you do it every day, every day, every day. It's a little lonely because not everyone is going to be on your path, but you meditate on a regular basis. I mean, Jesus, his name was not Jesus, whatever they want to call him, but he was just another person that came into here from a higher realm to achieve the exact same thing. And my point is, I don't want to talk about that, but my point is if we were to focus on our meditation on a daily basis, understand our desires, and minimize our need to be craving for all the things that we really don't need, because 95% of the things that we desire are really not what nature desires. It's not really our true desires. It's just been installed in us. It's been programming us to desire these things by man-made desires. So it's calling on us to start desiring the happiness, true love for the universal Creator, love for each other, love for ourselves, understanding that we are connected, and start meditating on a regular basis. And then eventually we become a chosen one. Because at the end of the day, we are all called, but not all of us are chosen. What it means is that you choose yourself. No one will choose you. How do you choose yourself? By doing the simple steps that I just mentioned and others. But at the end, when it comes to ascension, we are chosen. The beings of higher realm, of higher dimension, they're the one. They make the decision who will ascend spiritually to the fourth dimension, to the fifth dimension, and the positive one, and also the negative one as well. So it's a process that we go through. That's why we're here on earth, is to learn and to evolve spiritually. That is the only purpose of being. The only purpose of being is to evolve into higher realm and to help one another. The ones that are at a lower vibration, to help them evolve into a higher vibration at their own pace, as they will, but freedom of choice, but without infringing upon them. But the ultimate goal is that we're all here to reach a higher level of spiritual evolution. And we are the only, I think, I'm not sure, but I think we are probably the only planets of all the planets of all the galaxies that is still separated, in a sense that we are not connected with one another. You know, we divided ourselves by race, by how much money, how much income tax bracket and things like that, and religion. We divide ourselves, but we really should not, because we're all one, according to the law of one. And the book that I used, I'm going to show you that book. It's just like I know some people have used that book. It's The Law of One by the Raw Material by Ra. It's a humble messenger. And then it was a group of 3 people that were doing research. They went into telepathic communication, divine communication with the entity Ra. And those were the names of the author. That was Don Elkins, Carla Buchter, and James Allen McCarty. I just want to give them credit because this was done a while ago. Because I've noticed some people on the internet have used that book, those books. There are 5 books, a total of 5 books. There are 5. This is book 1. There are 5 of them. And this was an entity that was in Egypt. Ra, remember Ra? So he came in down a few years ago, and he communicated through telepathic communication in terms of these to help us with ascension. I'll do another video on that as well, on Ra and ancient Egypt. This is where the connection of ancient Egypt and Ra goes. But some people have used that book to write other books of their own. But I don't want to be doing that. I want to give credit where credit is due. I understood metaphysics before my own ways, because I'm a metaphysician. But I was very pleased to have discovered these books, because then they really amplify, they confirm what I already have learned, what I already believed in, what I've already been communicated with. So I really wanted to share that with you. So if you, this is where I'm getting my message from now on for all my videos. I'm not speaking from my other books that I've learned, from my other divine information that I received, but I'm going strictly based on I know from information from higher realm. This is to share with you the law of one, how to become a chosen one. So basically, meditation and having a strong desire to discover, to evolve spiritually, and making a strong effort to learn to practice the law of one. And also, the other thing is servicing others. Not servicing ourselves, but to learn to serve others. And in a sense that understanding when we serve others, we are serving the Creator, because the universal Creator is in us, the universal Creator is in others. So if we are not really serving, if we're serving ourselves and we're ignoring others, it basically means that we really are not, we're not serving really the Creator in its full sense, because others, they exist, the universal Creator, because we are all one under the same umbrella. That's the reason I'm using the pyramid, because the pyramids signify one, the law of one. Everything is coming from one source. If you notice, from the top of the pyramids, everything is coming from that one source. So that's the law of one in a sense. But